welcome back to another video, and welcome to Fort Peck, Montana. Right there. This is what the big ones do. Here he comes, here he comes. Tank. Dude, that is a tank.
Holy cow.
Got him. Toads. Got him. That is a real one right there. We've been catching some studs, but that is extremely rewarding, especially the shark shooting like that. Probably just kind of walk people through the last couple days, huh?
Yeah, I would say.
All right, we'll start it out, you guys. Welcome back to another video, and welcome to Fort Peck, Montana. I'm here with my good friend Tom, and Tom actually owns TKI.
Yep, I do.
And you fish a lot out here on Fort Peck.
Yeah, predominantly on Fort Peck. Yep.
And we'll turn around so the wind's maybe a little better. And after many comments of people asking me to come out here, Tom telling me how insane some of these tournament weights were, we finally had to come out and do it. We've actually been out here for a couple days now, right?
Yep, since Tuesday. Yep.
Since Tuesday. And the fishing has not been what I would say fast and furious.
No.
But this place has blown my mind a whole ton of times on this trip. First of all, it's absolutely gorgeous, and you guys will kind of see that in this video. Second of all, the fish are incredible.
They are.
And big thanks to Tom for having me up here. He's kind of showed me, kind of a little bit of what's going on out here, and we kind of pieced a pattern together to catch a bunch of these big fish kind of over the course of the last couple days. What we really want this video to do is kind of walk you guys through the trip out here over the course of the last couple days, throwing a little bit of what we're doing, obviously throwing some of the fish we caught, and just kind of give you guys the full-on Fort Peck experience. When I first came out here, my plan was to do a little bit of laker fishing maybe, but we just kind of ended up grinding on walleyes the whole time.
Yep, it was not fast and furious, but it was a grind.
Extremely rewarding. Unbelievable trophy potential. Want to take you guys back and kind of give you guys a little bit of the Fort Peck experience over the last couple days. Ooh, that's what we want. And time for someone to get a bite out of this. He's already reacting 1,000 times better. Right there. Fish on. Oh, well, after looking at a whole bunch of fish, we finally saw 3 of them where we were like, oh yeah, that's right. And immediately I was like, they're definitely responding better already. The line went tick, and there he was. And these fish are mean out here, aren't they?
They definitely fight, that is for sure.
They fight very hard.
And they have big shoulders.
And they are big shoulders, man. And to fish them this way is so cool, to be able to put on a bait like a hyper rattle like this and just crack it in the water column. Oh yeah, I mean, they're just studs, man. How does it get better? How long is that one? 28?
At least, yeah.
At least. I feel like I'm always an inch under. I don't even have a board width, so you guys will just kind of have to take our word for it. But I mean, this is a stud, man. And there's, the hope is obviously we'll catch several like this today. Look how he ate that hyper rattle.
Look how he ate that. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a big old mouth on him. All right, guys, look at that one. Number 1 of the day. I mean, just studs out here. Got to work a little bit harder for him to get him to go out here. But when you do, very rewarding. And obviously the hope is we catch a whole bunch of fish like that today. Just big, thick, heavy Montana walleyes. I've only been here for a little bit and only caught a few fish so far on this trip, but it is worth it, man. When you're snap jigging fish like that. And one thing that's so unbelievably important, no matter where you are, whether it's here or the Great Lakes or a small inland lake, catch and release on these big fish is so important. I mean, we basically have a trophy potential fishery here, and one of the best, we want to keep it that way, right? So goal is hopefully we can do that a few more times. We're gonna get back in the water because there was 2 more big walleyes with that one. Get fish on right there. That was a difficult pitch.
Yes, it was.
I could hardly see it. Feeling big though, as a lot of these fish have been on this spot. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Definitely the kind of bite you got to really just put in the time to kind of make it happen, but when you get an opportunity at some of these bigger fish, it is 100% worth it. There we go. We'll take them. We've casted at several that we thought, oh man, look how we ate that thing.
Yeah, he inhaled that.
Yeah, and we're fishing, a bunch of these glide baits, hyper rattles. This one came on a Johnny Darter, and he took the whole thing down the hatch. We'll get them off here and give you guys kind of a look. Not getting a ton of fish. Definitely a grind getting them to bite, but man, it feels good to put some of these Fort Peck walleyes in the boat. That's another fatty right there, man. Such a fun way to fish. We're gonna get that guy back quick because he's took the bait kind of deep, but he'll be just fine. Look at that thing, man. That is pretty cool right there. Back in the water quick. But yeah, we're just snapping those baits up above their head. And when you get them to go, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
It is. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. It'd be fun to get like 30 a day, but we'll take them. He absolutely destroyed the bait. The bait's not even usable anymore. Come on, baby. Got him. That one just looked right, didn't it?
It did.
And it's feeling big. Oh man. You work so hard for a bite. And it is so rewarding when it happens. Especially because obviously these fish are big, number one. But it's such a cool way of fishing where when you finally see a mark you think's the right one and it cooperates. You think this is a real one?
I think this is a real one. None of those baits that we had earlier.
This is what the big ones do?
Yes.
Now apparently there's a difference between big and the real big ones out here. And obviously a lot of these fish are big, 26, 27, 28, but the potential for supersized giant is always in play out here, so I've been told. Yeah, it's a pretty good one. That is a pretty good one. That one's 30.
Yeah. 30. Yep.
Oh, there we go. Awesome, man. Well, like I said, I don't even know if we have a board width, but I can guarantee you that one's probably, if it's not 30, it's 29 and a half inches. That is a super nice one. Look at that, guys. That is a big old Fort Peck walleye. Huge thanks to Tom to kind of show me around this place, but that is a real one right there. We've been catching some studs, but that is extremely rewarding, especially to sharpshoot them like that. Wow, man, what a fun way to fish. Very cool body of water. We'll let that guy go and hopefully do it again. Awesome. Look at that, guys. Big giant walleye. Middle of summer, we're gonna get them back. So important to be so nice with these fish. Yeah, that one's, you think he's a 30?
Oh yeah.
It's been so long since I've measured a walleye, I don't even keep my board with me. There he goes. That was awesome. That was cool to do, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Well, I appreciate it. Good net job. And like I said, not crazy numbers, but man, honestly, to do that one time a day, it's kind of what makes it cool, isn't it?
It absolutely is.
That's awesome. All right, guys, so we're out here in Fort Peck now, obviously, and one of basically the predominant pattern you see happen in a lot of these reservoir systems in the middle of the summer, whether that's anywhere on a big river system that turns into a reservoir, has a lot of deep water access. The predominant structure in a lot of these lakes is points, and that you'll see that kind of no matter what body of water you're on. That's similar to this. Now, this lake's obviously enormous and has 1 million points and a lot of deep water access, but you might be fishing one that's a 20-foot channel, and then you might be fishing a lot of points that are 10 to 15 feet of water, right? Where we're fishing a lot of points that are in that 25, 30-ish range. And a lot of these spots, we just shot a great piece on the Walleye Now app kind of talking about it and really breaking them down about a week ago. But if you kind of zoom out here, this is kind of what we're looking for, right? And it's very important in the middle of summer that these spots have a lot of deep water access. We don't want to see like a very, very slow tapering flat where it just kind of, slowly comes up to like 25 feet. A lot of times you want that edge, and that's a lot of times what you see in these reservoir systems in the middle of summer. You want that deep kind of channel basin area to really come up and plateau hard on those points, and that's going to be a real hard bottom spot where a lot of these fish will, either push bait into it or they'll push up out of the basin and get on kind of these real steep points in that 25 to 30 foot range. Super common kind of the way that fish are set up here. The only difference is we're not coming into spots and be like, oh look, there's a school of 20 fish there, oh there's 10 over here. We're coming into these spots just streaking down them with a forward facing sonar, and maybe we see 3 fish, maybe we see 1 fish, maybe we don't see any fish, but at least with the forward facing we can put our baits right on those fish immediately. Don't know where I am, but you got a good cast. Wow, got him. That was crazy. I thought your bait was right on top of him.
I think that was yours.
I guess we literally just pulled into this point, or we just caught that 30-inch fish. And the first mark we see, I thought I made a terrible cast on it.
It was your first pitch as well.
Yeah, and your bait was going right at him. Or it looked like it, and all of a sudden he just kind of springboarded away. It's going to be another good one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Numbers, not catching them. Big fish, though. This makes all the hours of driving around looking for one so worth it, man. And just look at these fish when they come up. Just toads, man.
Really good.
Toads. Got him. Good work.
I almost hurt myself. I got so excited.
And that man goes the extra mile. That is awesome, dude. Good call coming back.
Good job. That's awesome.
Oh,
Congratulations.
just got to get him pinned down. And the number of people that said, gotta go to Peck, gotta go to Peck. You guys weren't lying. You might need a pliers just to pop them out of there, because these fish are incredibly impressive. All right, guys. Impressive. I don't really know what else there is to say. Unbelievable fishery, giant fish, and we get to sharpshoot them. I mean, it's crazy. I'm having a very good time. Even though we're only getting a few fish, you only need a few when they look like that right there. Angry. Back down to the depths she goes. That is just so cool. And a lot of times it's, fishing gets really cool when you get to fish in a really cool way, like how we're doing it, where we're casting these deep lead baits out and cranking them above their head and they're shooting up and smoking it. 40. Trying to find you. Yeah, a little more out the bow, maybe. It doesn't look like a great mark. Wow. I cannot believe got that to bite.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It didn't look like a fish like of any size. Don't be a pike. It is a walleye, a real big walleye.
Oh boy.
Oh,
That's
scary.
a good one.
It's hooked on the outside of his mouth too.
That is a really good one.
Here he comes, here he comes. Tank.
Oh
Dude,
my
that,
goodness.
that is a tank.
Holy cow.
He kind of went to pin it too, didn't he? He might not be the longest one, but man, is he fat. We're gonna take good care of this one and get her back real quick. I wanna give you guys a quick look. That one came on the old purple chrome hyper rattle. And this is gonna make the 14-hour drive home a little bit easier, man. Just behemoths out here. It's unbelievable. Might not be the longest one we've caught, but just, I mean, look how big the heads are on these. Absolutely crazy. Well, we're gonna take a quick picture and let her go. And there she goes. Extremely rewarding, man. I mean, look, and angry to get back down.
Good job, man.
We caught 4 walleyes this morning, and it's been a lot of work.
It has been.
But it's, I mean,
I think all of them have been a really good walleye.
yeah.
So,
And I've kind of been mixing up glide baits the last couple days, and it doesn't seem to matter as much which one you're using. Main thing is you want one that's very heavy, and you want one that marks really good on forward facing, because that's the whole key, is making sure that when you're casting out, you're obviously right around that fish, and then just trying to rip that bait and get some kind of reaction out of them to kind of, you know, lurch out and grab it pretty much. But purple's been good. What other colors? Black chrome's been good. It's kind of what we stuck to for the most part. All right, guys, this whole video, obviously doing a lot of this forward-facing fishing. Now, you get on an enormous lake like this, and you pretty much got 2 options. One would be do a lot of like trolling style presentations, bottom bouncers, lead core, snap weights to target some of these deeper or suspended fish, or really cover a lot of water with forward-facing sonar, the Humminbird Mega Live. And because we get so many questions on it, I link it in the bottom of every single video. This is the TKI Inc. Mega Live mount and pole, and we actually have the man, the myth, the legend who builds these behind the camera right now, and I have been testing and trying to destroy these for basically the whole season now. And there's basically a flawless, very soundly, super tough mount. I mean, that's what we want, right? And it's super nice for a lot of guys that fish like me, who you're into a spot, you're hunting around real fast, and you're on to the next spot. I like it not on the trolling motor, so that when I spot lock, and a lot of times I'll be facing into the wind, I can still point this wherever I need to be and let the trolling motor do the thing. So if I got a fish back here right now, you know, I can obviously point it over here, and I can sit here perfectly spot locked and fish it. Now, the other cool thing about this mount is it's obviously a rod holder as well. You could use this for trolling or anything like that, but it's super tough, super simple to run to the next spot. Normally I just go right like that. Or if I want a trailer, I simply flip this up and I put this on and I ride. You can kind of pan back to that one maybe in the back. And I'll just, you know, go, if I'm making long runs, I'll do that. And it's perfect to kind of keep it out of the way. So this is kind of the mount we use. We'll link it in the description down below. But if you guys want a tough, kind of no nonsense mount that's incredibly well built, check this out, linked in the description. I literally just said if that's a walleye, it's really big. It was way up high in the water column. I mean, it looked just like a carp. I'm almost speechless after that.
I feel like I can't trust anything anymore.
I mean, we've seen so many of these big high marks where I mean, a lot of them are visually carp. This is one of the biggest marks I've seen so far, honestly. Maybe it just looked that way. We're in 29. I feel like that fish was 20 down, which has been very uncommon. I cannot believe that. I mean, how many times we looked at those fish? This is gonna be big, isn't it?
Yeah.
How many times we looked at these fish on the graph, casted to them, and then the fish would just come up and surface like a carp. And this one absolutely just shot, and that mark looked big. It's feeling big. When you get a walleye about halfway up and it's just like, ah, that's it, here we come, we're gonna see them. Oh yeah, it's a pretty good one. I can't believe that.
That's crazy.
How many marks have we seen like that we know were carp because they're acting just so goofy? And when you finally see one cast at it and he eats, let me grab a pliers quick. And yeah, that mark looked absolutely enormous, but in a normal situation, on a lot of lakes we fish, that mark does look enormous. And that's just another just super solid, probably 27, would you say?
Yeah.
26, 27?
Yeah, probably 26.
Yeah, somewhere right in there. But I mean, look at the guts on these things. Incredible. That fish was so high in the water, I literally didn't even turn the GoPro on before it cast because I was like, oh no, there's no way, right? Whoa. When we were literally joking right before that, we're like, I don't know what to trust anymore. Because the last mark I caught was like that too, but we are kind of down in a little different part of the lake now. Maybe it's a little more common they're up high down here, I don't know. It's moral of the story is cast at everything I cast.
Yeah. Learned our lesson there.
Every mark you see, fire a cast at it. And like I said before, the pattern is really pretty simple. Drive around, look for big marks, cast that at it when you see it. And generally kind of what you're doing here is obviously like when you make a pitch out, you know, that bait shows up pretty good on the forward facing. That's obviously the jig and wrap or the hyper rattle right there. So you kind of walk it around in front of that fish, and then obviously the goal is that they kind of pop, snap, and eat it. Oh, guys saw this mark way up high. I think it's doing big walleye stuff. And most time these way up high ones haven't been biting super good. Cast out at this one, and it's like he didn't have a great reaction. The bait went down into the bottom, which normally has not been working very well. Oh yeah, nice walleye, really nice walleye. I mean, how cool is that? He's hooked on the outside of the mouth too, isn't he?
Yeah.
Finally one that swatted it off the bottom. Here we go, come on bud. Oh yeah, off right there. Literally the second he got in the net, he came off.
Awesome fish, man.
That is awesome. Never gets old. Never gets old, man. And oh, we're gonna take good care of you, girl. Now she's angry. I'm gonna grab you real quick, show you off, but literally just came into this spot, didn't really even have like a camera going. Is this camera going? This camera's going. You look at that. Sun's slowly getting lower out here in Montana, and we're putting a few of these big girls in the boat. That one bit the purple hyper rattle. Can't beat it. It's too cool when it works out and you get to kind of watch it all go down, and they're all just, I mean, behemoths, man. And whether they're 26 or 30, they're all just like that around.
Yeah,
and that's,
they're big and fat.
yeah. It seems like, you know, there's a few places you can go and catch big walleyes, but in the summertime, I don't know if I've ever seen a more well-built average walleye than this place right here. And that bait's probably been the one I've caught the most on over the course of time. One thing about this bait, another something on there right now if you want to try it, but another thing about this bait is it's so like round. It's not like a long skinny one, so it marks super well at like a really long distance, which is nice. Oh, where to begin or where to end? I guess that is the question to be asked. we are headed away from Fort Peck. We are finally leaving. Trip of a lifetime. Hopefully I get to do it again sometime. Unbelievable fishery, all the comments, all the times, all the emails, all the texts. Gotta go to Fort Peck. Gotta go to Fort Peck. Thank you all for pushing me to go to Fort Peck. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. The biggest thanks goes out to Tom at TKI. Unbelievably nice guy, makes unbelievably nice product. So make sure if you are in the hunt for a live mount, a rod holder, any of that kind of boating equipment, which I use every day, make sure you click the link in the description of this video. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. It's kind of a different kind of video. You know, I don't know, you probably came through a little bit in the video, I guess. We had a lot of fish that were just, you'd pull up onto a point one day, you'd get a couple, thinking that you could go back anytime you want and get a couple more, and then they'd just be gone. And it was a lot of this really, it almost reminded me a lot like muskie fishing, where you're kind of going out hoping to get a few of these, you know, real good bites each time you go out. So not all the fish are obviously going to make the video, but it was just an absolute ton of fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. But caught a ton of big fish, fishing in one of my favorite ways, sharp shooting with a big heavy piece of lead. That hyper rattle caught a lot of those big fish, and it was just a lot of fun, unbelievable fishery. So before you guys chew me up in the comments for not going Laker fishing, we're going to film some Laker stuff this summer, and on a place where they actually get a lot bigger than that. So it was very awesome to just kind of fish walleyes every day I was out here, put in the hours, learn a lot about a new fishery. Anytime I go to a new place, I always pick up some new things that I learn. Let's say I don't even catch a lot of fish, I always learn little things. Maybe it's about how fish relate in a reservoir. Maybe it's about little techniques to catch suspended fish on a different style of presentation, whatever it might be. And then a lot of times it makes you, I think, more of a complete angler. So appreciate you guys watching this one. Huge thanks to Tom at TKI once again. I'm headed to a seminar right now that I have tomorrow in Billings, Montana, which is my final seminar for the year. I appreciate you guys coming out to all of these, showing your support. It means a lot to me, and you guys make my job possible. So huge thanks to you guys. Thank you for the support. Thank you for watching this video. See a few of you guys at Billings the next coming days, and then we'll see you guys back home in the Midwest next.